All right, welcome to my video. This is my Module 10 assignment. Probably one of the most fun assignments I will honestly say that I have done in college so far, especially pertaining to my concentration. Um, Not to take away, Mr. Floor, from your database management class. That was a very fun class too, but this is just such an integration of multiple different concepts that I've kind of touched on in a few of my different concentration classes for MIS. But anyways, let's just kind of get into the assignment. So we have here my web service JS is running. So it is listening to the correct port. Everything is good to go. And yeah, let me just show you that everything's working and kind of go through it and explain a little bit. But first off, with the front end user interface, so what the customer is going to be seeing when they enter in information and create that like that initial data that will therefore go to the back ends. This is kind of that first part. So let's just kind of enter some information. We have the ID, we have the name. Let's use John Wayne, just for example. 35 and comment, I like the Wild West. So if we go ahead and press create, you can see on the retrieve that it is entered in and all of the new information is there, which is great news. So you can see the retrieve is working too. If we just wanted to retrieve one, we can do the new one we just made. Retrieve that one. Let's go to the index just to show you that's working too. See how we kind of navigate. How we navigate to all the different options on the front end user face. So the retrieve's working. The update is working too. If I wanted to update some of this information, let's say I did the age wrong, I can update that to 37. So that's good. And then we can also see real quick too that on the back ends, what's stored in the database from the front ends is also working. So we can see Mr. John Wayne was entered in there, which is great. Go back here. Now, if I wanted to go ahead and delete that, let's say he is not a customer with us anymore. Delete correctly, that'd be great. Delete that, and then we can see that on the back end. If I update this, it will go away. So yeah, everything is working awesome. The retrieve one. Everything's working good. So yeah, and so I guess kind of just to get into a little bit of my ideas for my project, I'm planning on mimicking an app actually for the work I do, trying to make it as similar as possible just because I'm so intrigued with the app and just like this, the kind of connectivity between the front end and back end interfaces. So if I go to the create part, it's going to be similar. So this is going to be a contract management system that is a PR/PO system. So initially when you enter in the information, this will be a PR. So you'll have like the PR ID number, you'll have the contract name, maybe the subcontractor of the site, you'll have the start and end date of the contract, points of contacts in the contract, the amount of the contract, who submitted the contract employee-wise. Trying to think what else, but that will be the initial part. So then when I press create, that'll all update in the back end of the system, and we'll be able to show for a company all of the contracts they currently have and all the information needed whenever it's needed to be pulled, updated. So that is ideally what I want to do with my app in creating it. And I think it's going to be really fun. And this is the first assignment where we're kind of starting to piece together and be able to connect all of the different areas of work we've been doing these last few weeks with the HTML stuff, being able to go to a browser and get to something created with the HTML code, being able to also link that with the Visual Studio Code with the different things implemented there, and also MongoDB, being able to see all the different stored information. It is just really cool and one of the most eye-opening assignments so far, especially because I'm just so intrigued with this stuff. This is ideally what I want to be doing in the workforce, and to kind of start getting my hands dirty and to get my hands on this kind of stuff and learn how to do it from a very foundational level to adding more complexity and learning how to tweak and make things look nicer and more professional. That it just goes such a long way. And I've really enjoyed this class so far, like I said, and especially starting to see the connectivity is just so motivating and exciting to go through each week's assignment. So I believe I showed you everything for this assignment and kind of gave you an idea of what I plan to do for my contract management app. But yeah, I mean, everything's working. All the code was working in Visual Studio Code. Everything was connected to MongoDB. I kind of got my little situation figured out with downloading the packages into Visual Studio Code. Um, Everything's good to go. So I'm really excited for these next week's assignments and to be able to dive in more into making this professional. So thank you for your time, Professor Floor, and excited for next week's assignments. So thank you.